Hello and welcome to this episode of BarbaKnitStories. My name is Linda and I'm talking to you from Reykjavik, Iceland. It's been a while again. Life is always crazy, but I want to talk to you about some knitting today. I have some finishes and some works in progress that I want to update you about. So let's just jump right into it. The first thing that I wanted to show you is a pair of socks that I finished. They are so fun, so nice. This is West Yorkshire Spinners in this green stripe fun colorway. I always do my socks on 2.25mm needles. I cast on 60 stitches for my feet. It depends how long I do this. Just, I don't have a set rule of how many rows I do for the leg of the sock, but these are like maybe 60 rows or something, 50, 60. And for these I did a heel flap and gusset, and I did the heel flap in garter stitch because I really like having a different kind of texture here. And I used the green for the cuff, heel, and toe. So yeah, these were fun. I haven't worn them yet, but I will soon. So yeah, finished pair of socks. I also finished my trianglegram by Stephen West, and it's massive. It's so big, and I've been using it quite a lot since I finished it. I'm gonna try to show it to you. It's so big. I love it. And well, the yarns are just, all of them are scraps except this color. This is Nest from Ching Fibers. This is the only skein that I wound for this project. All the other bits and pieces are leftovers from other projects. So it was great to be able to use what I had on hand and make this beautiful shawl. I really, really love it. I made the bigger size, so it has 10 rows on each side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can stop basically at any point, and you can also just keep adding if you want an even bigger shawl. But I'm really happy with this size. It's really, really big, and it wraps around beautifully. I love this thing. It's so nice. My cat is trying to grab the camera, so hey. Okay. I think he wants to be on camera. Come on. Hey. Okay, he had his moment of fame there. So yeah, trianglegram. And what I really love is the striped I-cord around the entire shawl. It's so fun. I don't even remember all the yarns that I used. There's some Ching, Usitida, Tweedy Tot, Vivid Wool, Twisted Finch, Labianami, Life in the Long Grass, Garden Stories, and all kinds of different, bits and pieces from other projects. It was such a fun, scrappy project to do. And I kind of want to make another one. It was a lot of fun to make. So yeah, that's another finished object. I made a pair of socks that I gifted. I don't even think I have a photo. If I do, I will insert it here. The pattern was Rye from Tin Can Knits. They are, like I spoke about in the previous episode, Rye by Tin Can Knits. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. They have Rye and Rye Light, and I think it's just the perfect sock pattern for beginners because they explain everything really, really well, and you can do I think Rye is for like DK to worsted weight, and Rye Light is fingering weight socks basically. So I definitely recommend doing the Rye first because they go so quickly because you're working with thicker yarn, so it goes super quick. And when you're starting out knitting socks, that instant gratification feeling is, well, it worked for me. That was the pattern that really got me into sock knitting. So, and I still use it. I think it's a really, really good pattern to follow when you're making socks and kind of understanding the construction of the sock. So yeah, I always recommend Rye for beginner sock knitters. And yeah. Sorry, the cat is freaking out again. And my other finished object is the sweater that I'm wearing. It's called Whitmore. I'm gonna scoot up so you can see it a little bit better. So this is something that I saw my friend Helga. She was talking about this pattern in her recent podcast episode, and I checked it out on Ravelry and I was like, okay, I want to make this sweater. I had this yarn set aside for another love note. I wanted to make another love note and make it longer. My first one is really cropped, really short. I use it over dresses a lot. But I wanted to make another one and make it longer and more of a sweater instead of like a crop top. But then I saw this pattern and I fell in love with it, and I'm really, really happy with this sweater. I love the lace yoke in this. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And I've been wearing this basically every day since I finished it. I've been wearing it quite a lot. The yarn that I used is Lapianami Merino Singles in the Yellow Brick Road and Tilia Mohair from Filcolana. And I think it's called Mustard. Yeah, I think it's called Mustard, the colorway. So I love this thing. I didn't change much in the pattern. I made it a little bit shorter. It's supposed to be like down to your hips, I think, like mid hips, but mine basically stops just below my waist. I don't really like really long sweaters, so I just stopped when I thought it was long enough for me, and I made the bishop sleeves, so they are just knit straight down, no decreases until you get to the cuff, and then you decrease rapidly. And I just love this color. This is yellow, just makes me really happy. It just brightens my mood. Basically, I love wearing yellow. I love working with yellow. And yeah, I love it. It's my happy color. So yeah, Whitmore by Amy something. I'll put all the info down below in the show notes. And yeah, I think that's all my finishes for this time. So I'm gonna jump right into what I've been working on. I locked the cat in the bathroom because he was making all the noise. Anyway, back to Höst. It's a really fitted cropped cardigan. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I bought the yarn for this when I visited Brighton, and Ellie actually recommended that I use this yarn, and I'm so glad that she did. I really love this yarn. This is the yarn that I'm using for the sweater in the color graphite. Yeah. It's 100% merino wool from a single flock in Munich, 2-ply woolen spun, 300 meters to 100 grams. And yeah, I love this yarn. I love working with it. It's just, yeah, it's beautiful and it knits up so nicely. I love working with this. It's gonna be warm and just so nice. And it's gonna be beautiful once I've locked this thing. Let me see if I can stretch out the pattern a little bit. Yeah. So yeah, I just need to do the sleeves and the button bands and the the neckline. So yeah, I just finished the sticking and put it aside for a little bit, but I'm gonna start working on it again really soon because I really want that sweater on my person as soon as possible. I've also been knitting on socks, of course, again. My friend Tracy is coming to visit me in April, and we are going to the Reykjavik Knitting Festival together. And she sent me a Christmas gift the other day, a belated Christmas gift, which is fine. I love extending holidays. So we decided to make friendship socks. She sent me this yarn here, this fun self-striping. And I finished the first sock. The toe and the cuff and the heel are gonna be in this color, which is basically a mini skein that I got from Vivid Wool in one of her advent calendars. I think it was, I don't remember if it was 2018 or 2017. Doesn't really matter. It was in one of her calendars. And I just thought this color was so fun. Such a fun color. It's like almost neon, but not quite. And this self-striping is so much fun. I just need to put the heel in, and I'm working on the second sock. It's coming along nicely. So yeah. So these are gonna be friendship socks for me and Tracy. Tracy has the same yarn and she's doing socks for herself. So we will be matchy-matchy. Another thing that I started, I needed something completely brainless, something that I could just knit and not have to think about that much. So I started another no frills sweater. Now, one thing that I want to say about the no frills sweater. It's definitely not as size inclusive as it should be. I bought this pattern a long time ago. And I've already made one. I don't think that I will be buying more patterns from this designer until she steps up her game with the size inclusivity and makes, you know, patterns that everybody can make. Doesn't matter what shape they are. So, yeah, I'm kind of like, oh, yeah, I don't know. Because I think it definitely matters that you make patterns for everybody. Anyway, this is what I have so far. Yesterday I split the sleeves and the body, and yeah. I have a thing for mixing tweed and mohair together. I don't know why. I love it. I think it's so beautiful. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm using tweed and mohair. The tweed that I'm working with is from Rosa Pomar in Portugal. This is the tweed. And the mohair is Tilia by Filcolana, which is basically now my go-to mohair because it comes in so many beautiful colors. And it just, I love it. And I love how these two play together and make this beautiful fabric. So now I just have to crank on with the body and just get it done. I originally bought this tweed for a shawl that I started. It's the Hildeberg shawl by Fiber Tales. I just lost steam. Nothing to do with the pattern. It was just something, I don't know what it was. I just stopped working on it completely. I found it the other day and I was like, maybe I should just, continue. But I really hadn't done much. And I wanted to make a sweater with this yarn, basically. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna wear the crap out of this one. So nice. Love the color. What else have I been working on? I'm doing some work on my crochet blanket. I love this thing. I think it's so fun. When I showed this to you last time, I was here. And I've done this since. Don't work on it every day, just here and there. I try to participate in Scrappy Sunday and work on it a little bit on Sundays. And then sometimes if I just don't feel like knitting, I pick this up. So this is what it looks like now. It's getting long. I love this thing. I'm gonna move the marker so that I can see the progress that I make. So yeah, this is the Neat Ripple pattern by Addict24. Really simple. Somebody asked me how many I chained. I have no idea. Every time that I start crochet blankets, I just make a really long chain. Then I set down the pattern, and I usually have like a long tail of chains, and I just cut it off. I don't really count. I hate counting chains in crochet. I always get messed up, and I kind of drop the thread, and it's just, well. So I just make a really long chain, set down the pattern, and I'm like, okay, I like this width, and then I just go from there. So I never really count how many I do. I mean, I guess I could count the repeats and multiply it, but I haven't done it. So I have no idea. But it's about 120, 30 centimeters now, white. And yeah, so that's it. This is folded in two. So yeah, I am really happy with this. I really need to sit down, watch a movie, and take care of all of these ends. That's the thing that I don't like about crochet. Well, scrappy crochet projects. I don't trust doing like a magic ball and doing knots. And also for this, I always do a full row before I change colors. I always do all the way across, and I do either 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 rows, never more, because I don't want like huge blocks of color. I think I have 5 here in this black section right here, and I don't want my my stripes to be any thicker than this. So yeah, look at this. God, I love it so much. It's so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna stop gushing over my blanket. I kind of need to go over my whips and see which ones I'm gonna finish and which ones have just been lingering for way too long. So I might need to rip something out and use the yarn for something else. And yeah, I think there are some projects in there that I'm just like, I've lost steam on them and I'm never gonna finish them. So, and I'm all about just doing what makes you happy. So yeah, I kind of need to take some time and do that soon. What next on my needles? Soon. I don't know when, but soon. I got the new pom-pom. I love this magazine. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And I want to make the design on the cover by Joji Locatelli. And I'm gonna use, okay, I love everything about this, except I'm not a very pink or pastel kind of person. Those colors just really don't work with me. I kind of look like I'm sick if I put on pastels. They're beautiful, they just don't work for me. So I am going to use black mohair and this beautiful color from Goosey Fibers. It's called Ursa. So I'm going to use these two. So where the pink is, it's going to be black, and the white is going to be this green. And yeah, I think it's going to be really, really pretty. And much more me than the soft, romantic colors that just don't work for my skin tone or my aesthetic. So that's kind of something that I've wanted to cast this on all week. I don't know why I haven't. I'm trying to like have some self-control, just a little bit, but yeah. And I've been doing good this week, but we will see what happens. I don't know. I really want to start this soon, so who knows? Maybe next time I will have it started. I don't know. So yeah, I think that's all of the knitting and crochet that I've been doing. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about life stuff. Things have been really busy. Work has been really, really busy, but really fun. Caritas is a super busy kid these days. She has a big dance show coming up. She has some exams in school, and there's a lot of stuff going on for a 14-year-old. I have been, like I said, busy with work, and I'm preparing a talk on April 1st for like a community center here in Reykjavik. It's basically gonna be a knitter's profile. So I basically talk about my history in knitting and making and what I've been doing for these 15 years or something that I've been knitting. So I kind of have that planned out in my head. I just need to get some points jotted down on a piece of paper, and I'll be good to go. Bringing some of my knitting to show, and yeah, I hope it will be good. Stephen is coming for a short visit, and we are taking my kids and my friend Rosa and her kids and Stephen. We're all going to see a drag show with Sasha Velour, and I'm so excited about it. I had a dream. I dreamt about it a few nights ago. I'm a huge Drag Race fan. I'm just a huge fan of the art of drag. I think it's really inspiring. I love all the makeup, all the costumes, all the, it's an art form that really speaks to me. And all the sass, all the reading, all the, I love it. So yeah, we are going to see Sasha Velour together, all of us. I gave my kids the tickets for Christmas, and they were so happy. They cried. They freaked out. They screamed, and then they cried, and we all hugged, and we were just like, ooh. And then on a whim, Stephen decided to come, and he's gonna be here for that date. So he got some tickets as well, and we're all going together, and it's gonna be amazing. I can't wait. What else? I've been up and down and all around with my just with my feelings. I don't know. Grief has been kind of knocking on my door. I've had some pretty rough days, but also some good days. My sister's birthday is coming up on Tuesday. I'm dreading it. I decided to take... I'm not going to be at the office that day. I'm taking the day off and spending it with family. We are not really sure what we're going to do. We are going to the cemetery to visit my sister, and we are probably going, out for dinner or something. We're just going to spend the day together. And yeah, it's just... It feels really, really, really strange, unreal, and I'm not really sure how I even feel about it. Yeah. Anyway, but I'm just kind of... Grief is so weird. It kind of comes in waves, and you just kind of have to try and ride the wave and do your best to stay afloat, basically. So that's kind of what I've been trying to do. And sometimes it's okay, and sometimes it's not okay. What else? I don't think there's anything else. I'm gonna edit this podcast, put it up on the interwebs, do some housework, and knit. So, I will see you next time. Until then, take care. Bye.